Yeah, exciting to come away again on a Saturday with a win against a really quality opponent. We've got a ton of respect for Georgetown, their players and their coaches. That entire group is really talented, really well coached. They got some guys who keep you up at night for sure. They made a bunch of plays today. Being tied through three quarters. Having the the ability to step up in the fourth was great for our guys, and to just find another way to win. And I don't think we played very well, but I think they had a lot to do with that. The resistance that they gave us. They created a lot of turnovers in our clearing game. Certainly was disappointed with that, but certainly again a credit to them to just being more prepared than us in that part of the game. So, but excited that some guys stepped up, some guys emerged, and we're gonna keep building here.
Let's talk about that fourth quarter. I think the farthest shot you had was maybe 5 or 6 feet. I mean, just total domination in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was. When you find yourself tied going into the fourth, it's just a matter of, okay, can we be mentally tough enough to stay the course here, to try to grind out some possessions. Their goalie is terrific. Their defense is terrific. So, you can't just chuck it from deep and hope that it goes in, and he certainly proved that. So, we had to be patient with our shot selection. So to credit to our guys, they were able to do that. And I think we just found something that worked a little bit and stayed with it there in the fourth.
With the experience of this team, this is a team that's built for 4 quarters. The experience, the poise, it's a unique Richmond team.
Yeah, we were just talking to them about their demeanor has really kept the coach's demeanor calm during games. So it's a group that's proven to be just unflappable. Whether it's in-game adversity or adversity during practice, and I really appreciate about them. So it's awesome when the coaches are learning from the players, just new things, for as long as we've been doing this. So credit to our guys. That's just the personality of this group, and we're going to do our best to harness that and keep going.
So fourth quarter, 9-9, Liam 12 takes a shot that goes wide with 10:49 left in the game. They didn't get another shot till 47 seconds left in the game. The shot from Miller. Like, what were you doing there to just? They didn't have any shots.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest. Again, I give them a ton of credit for providing the resistance they did. I thought they were out ground balling us, out hustling us. Especially on the face-off and wing play. We were doing some uncharacteristic things there. So Coach K, was able to dial that in. And really, just I don't even think make adjustments there, but just continue to provide clarity to what those responsibilities were. So we kept getting the ball back. There were times where we would score, I would turn around and give some directives to the midfield and turn around, and we had the ball, and they had to get right back on the field again. So, and I just felt like, we were making smarter plays, with the ball. We were having more respect for the ball and respect for, for their goalie a little later in the game. So.
The sport has been so full of ups and downs, Princeton down and then up, and Penn State up and then down. How did you manage the team coming off the Cornell win?
It was kind of easy, to be honest. When we met on Monday, we just all agreed, hey, we're going to look at this like we lost. So if we don't look at this, if we don't watch this film like we lost, we're missing a golden opportunity here. So I would say the coaching points and points of emphasis in the film were exactly how they would have been in a loss, but the tone was different. But we all agreed, like if we just if we're not really hard on ourselves, if we don't hold ourselves accountable for these mistakes, we're going to make them again, and we're going to get clipped. So, there were a lot of long faces. You would have thought after Monday's film session that we did lose, excuse me. But so that that was, we made that commitment to each other. Last year's team was great at doing that. This year's team wanted to do it the same way, and I think it really helped us.
Tell me about the win.
Yeah, obviously a good team win. Obviously there were some ups and downs, in the middle of the field. Some clearing, some riding, but I think both ends decided, they figured it out, and just it's pretty solid 60 minutes from the group today.
especially the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
very solid.
Yeah.
I think they went almost 9 minutes without a shot, and you guys, meanwhile, were scoring not at will, but everything very up close and personal there.
Yeah, we just decided just to exploit them a little bit more on defense. Decided to change some things up, and luckily we were getting some high quality looks at the goal. So yeah, just credit to coach, credit to us in the huddles, just kind of figuring it out as the game went on, and come the fourth quarter we were ready to attack them.
One play in particular where I think if it was a basketball play, you were in the paint, stationed right in front of the goal. I think you got 2 of your 3 goals right there, and it seemed like it was wide open for the picking whenever you could do it. Tell me about that.
Yeah, didn't start the game too hot on the shooting side of things. I had some layups that I think I should have finished, but me and coach had a talk at halftime. Just stick with it and keep shooting. Shoot to get hot. So second half, the ball was falling for me, and I was getting those looks. So I was lucky enough to bury them.
In past years, maybe it was hard to get over the hump, but this year the team seems to have the experience and the poise that you need to beat nationally ranked teams.
Yeah. There's just a quiet confidence about this group. I think last year we possessed a lot of energy. I think this year we're very focused and very determined. So we're ready for any challenge. I feel like that's been shown so far this season. But we're ready for conference play coming up next weekend too. So that'll be a big test, and we're ready for it.
That was my next question. All the out of conference stuff is nice, but you've got to win the conference game. Where are the Spiders at this point?
Yeah, we're ready for it. We got Delaware, a new team to the conference, so coming in here next weekend, so we'll have to be readily prepared for them. You can win out of conference games, but at the end of the day, if you want to solidify yourself in the tournament, you got to win the A10 tournament. So we know what's at stake here, and we're ready for the challenge.
Yeah, we just find ways to win. It wasn't our best day between the lines, but found ways to win. We try not to look at the rankings or anything like that. Just all it is, it's us versus us, and we beat ourselves a little bit in the first half there. So great to come out in the second half and give it to them.
Fourth quarter, Richmond, I think, scored 4 straight in a row, and you didn't have a shot. I mean, they did not have a shot for like 9 minutes. Talk about that period of the game.
Yeah, we talk about closing all week. It was one of our keys to the game this week. So, they weren't a good fourth quarter team coming into the game, so we knew that, and we just wanted to shut anything they had out, just generate quality shots on offense, low angle shots on defense, and let Big C Knight eat up anything.
So you have a goal song.
I do have a goal song. Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd hear it?
Well, I like to think of myself as a shooter, but my coaches and teammates don't think so. So
what did you see on the 10-man when you scored?
Actually, Mike, so I was just in the middle, and Mikey threw it to me, and he screamed Dallas, so I was like, hey, man, I like to shoot. I'll give it a shot. So turned and fired, and I almost hit AO on the way there, but it found its way, and I gave the crowd and the team a little bit of a celly, so it was great.
Because there had been a shot that 37, the goalie was out, but the 37 caught the shot.
Yeah.
Was that before or after yours?
That was before, so C Knight threw that with a little bit of an arc. So I usually shoot mine like sidearm, and I want to keep it on the ground, so it's a little bit harder to handle, but yeah, I practiced that shot about 5 times a day before practice, and I don't usually hit it, so I was happy to hit it today.
And what did you think of their offense? I know 11 and 12 were the big guns for them, and you were guarding 12.
Yeah, I was.
What did you think of them?
11's a stud. I don't know what his stat line was, but he just found ways to get open. He's unbelievable player. We just try to keep eyes on him at all times, but within our slider recovery, he found soft spots, and he was able to can his shots. And we didn't give C Knight great looks today. We weren't able to get on his hands a whole lot, but he was unbelievable today.
You start conference play now, undefeated through the out of conference. You've beaten nationally ranked teams in a row. Where is this team right now? Yeah,
just treat it like a 0-0 mentality every week. You go into it. We got it in our locker room right now. It's probably going to say 0-0 Delaware. It's just got to take it one game at a time. You can't look too much in the future. That's just our culture. That's what we do.